I serve as the executive director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy, and I've asked my board members to come and share why they choose to be a board member with our organization. So this is Tanisha Campbell Cole, and she serves as our treasurer. So Tanisha, tell us why you chose to be a board member.
I chose to be a board member of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy because I think this organization is absolutely amazing. It's necessary. It's needed. We don't have enough opportunities for our young men of color to be engaged and enriched and empowered. And as a mother of 3 sons, I just, learning about the organization, knowing the founder, Shamika, and all of the passion she has for this work, I said, sign me up. I want to be involved because I think we need to have people who are focusing their energies, efforts, skills on helping to enrich and empower young men of color. It's so necessary in society today. There's not enough of it. And I just think that this is an amazing organization. I'm ready for my sons to be involved in it from start to finish. And if that's how I feel, then I know that I want to be a part of it because I know that there will be great work done in this organization and it will be here for decades and decades and decades to come. We are just getting started. And I'm just so excited that there's a platform for us to engage in this discussion around ending fatherless generations.
Thank you so much, Tanisha. Thank you so much. And again, I remember Tanisha and I used to work together at Full Disclosure. And I remember I was in her office and I said, would you consider just kind of let me know, no pressure, just kind of let me know. And she has done a phenomenal job and really helping me with my area of weakness. And so I do appreciate that. And thank you so much for being part of the board.
Absolutely, Shamika. And I remember that day too. And you were like, would I consider? So when can I start? It's been a wonderful journey from the start, and I feel privileged to be a part of this organization and be a part of this group of change makers. I feel like we are making a big change and will be continuing to make a change in the lives of young men and giving them an avenue to really explore themselves and feel confident in who they are as people, but then also give them the opportunity to have models to see what they can be. So it's a privilege. It's an absolute privilege. I'm happy to be here. I'll be here as long as you will keep me.
All right. Thank you, Tanisha. So, let me switch gears. So you do have all boys. So yes. What kind of conversations do you have with your sons regarding treatment of the opposite sex?
Yes. So this is the one area where I feel like I am the expert in the house. So, it boils down to very small things, and I feel like it starts very early. So this is not something that we've waited until they're school age to talk about. When it comes to treating people as human beings, that's where we started. So even as toddlers and as you're learning the how to navigate playtime and friends and neighbors, those are the initial steps to helping any child learn how to treat others. So that's really where it started. It started as we all are human beings. We all are good people. We want to be good to other people. And that's really the baseline of how we should behave regardless of where we are. And so we started that from very, very young. It's just like we treat people right. And if they don't treat us right, then you come on back and let your parents know, and then we can help you navigate the next steps, right? So it starts like that, and really just the baseline of being a good person and treating people well. as they got older and, definitely into the elementary school age where they were in more mixed groups, there was, more opportunity to engage with, girls, boys, etc. There's always, incidents or conversations that happen. And I think, the one great thing I could say about our family is, the boys come home and they're ready to unleash everything that happened in their day. They don't keep anything to themselves. And like I said, and they also have one another. So there'll be instances where they'll, come home and they'll be sharing about something that happened in that particular day. And we use those opportunities as the teachable moments. So, oh, okay, well, oh, Johnny did that. Oh, well, if that was you, what would you have done? To really kind of dig into, do they see that as a problem first, before I, impede on my opinion? Let me just see where their head is at first, right? And to my, surprise, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm always pleasantly surprised to hear that they have a very strong moral compass. And it really is just based on treating other people right. So when it comes to, females and girls, they really fall in line with that premise. And I think that they have a great model in their dad, and the other men that they're around, whether it's family members or even just coaches. And, we've involved them a lot in sports. So they've had a number of male role models, their dad being the main one, of course, but also family members, and being able to see how they engage with women, recognizing that, they open doors. So, when it comes to me, the one thing I love about having boys in the house, I never lift a bag. I never open a door, and these are just things that are just automatic. Like they automatically pick up on what should be done. And our family is from the South. So there are some just things that we've outlined that are just things that gentlemen do, and so they've been raised in that way, that there are just some things that gentlemen do. I don't pump gas if I'm, in the car with all of the boys. And now we've gotten my oldest son to the point where if I'm driving you somewhere, you getting out and pumping the gas, right? So, there are little things, but really just having those conversations about girls, and about the fact that you, and especially this is more so with my oldest son. My younger two, they're still very little. So, we haven't had to have as many dialogue about girls, but like you said, and like I said earlier, they're always in the background, kind of, they're listening, they're learning from their older brother. So we've had incidents where, there have been challenges with girls, or, he's been involved with a friend who's had a problem with a girl, and he's gotten pulled into circumstances and situations. And we really take each of those situations as an opportunity to have more dialogue around how you treat people. A lot of the dialogue has been around how do you remove yourself from a situation that could be, more challenging along the line. So, really recognizing where maybe a friend is not that great of a friend, male or female, or, okay, that group of friends might not be the best, group of friends for you to spend the most time with. So really gearing it around those kind of conversations has really been the majority of what I've been able to instill when it comes to, the opposite sex, and being a good man, and a good young person. I'm not ready for the girlfriends and all of that. I've had instances with my oldest son, because he is an athlete. Quick funny story. He plays football, and I just happened to, we were there for the game, and out of nowhere, I heard like a whole cheering squad behind me, like, go number 11, go. And my son is number 11, right? And so I'm looking back like, now who is this group yelling about, group of young ladies over here yelling about my son, right? So I just kind of let that go. Friends, that cheer them on. We're all here to support. The kicker was, I was taking a trip to the concession stand and happened to see a young lady with the number 11 on her cheek, right? And she had this big old poster board that, had a big number 11 and then had a couple of other numbers around it as well. And so I couldn't help myself. I had to stop. I had to stop and talk to this young lady. So I stopped and I said, "Hey, you have my son's number on your cheek. What's up with that?"
Oh my goodness.
Because this is not my daughter, this is not my child. So I want to still be respectful, but at the same time, why do you have my son's number on your cheek, little girl? That's what I really wanted to say. And so she said, "Oh, he's my best friend. I love him. I'm going to be here for every game to support him. And he is just so awesome." And she was just, biggest cheering squad. And so, I took that and, I took it with a grain of salt and said, okay, from back in my time when you had your number on the cheek, that meant that you were like in a relationship, but she said something very different. I believe her when she told me her name. I do recall hearing her, he talked to her on the phone. She was one of the friends. So, kind of left it at that. She was very polite. "Oh, you're his mom. I'm so happy to meet you. He's great." All of that. So, I always try to be open and leave that open door for especially my oldest son, because he is older now. He's in high school, so this is the time where girls become so much more important. So I try to leave the door open for conversation and dialogue, and questions. And he'll come to me sometimes and he'll say, "Why do girls do this?" Or "Why do they act like that?" Or "Girls are so complicated." All of these things. And I teeter, because sometimes I want to know, well, what makes them complicated? What's the situation? Because there are times where I feel like I'm the advocate for the young ladies in some respects, but I also want to make sure that I'm also empowering him to be mindful of the company that he keeps, even when it comes to the young ladies, because I think that's just as important as his guy friends. So really having that dialogue to kind of tease out what is actually going on, and give him that female perspective. Well, she's actually not complicated. She might be asking you extra questions because maybe you're not giving her a straight answer. So being able to really kind of share that female perspective, I feel like that's kind of my department. And I think it'll just be even more interesting as my younger two get older. My middle son is now in the 6th grade, so I'm assuming that these conversations are going to begin to ramp up a bit. But I love the fact that they have one another, because there was one day that my middle son came home and he said, "I have a girl question, but I actually want to ask Tay about it first," which is my oldest son. "I want to ask him about it first." And I said, "Okay, well, I'm here and I'm a girl, so, you could talk to me too, but it's okay if you want to talk to him first." And, he ended up coming home, talking to his brother. And then I got the scoop later on, like his brother had to be the first line of advice. And then, mom and dad are kind of like, we're secondary, because I guess we're old and we don't know everything. I don't know. So, I do love the fact that they do have that relationship where they feel like they can, talk to one another as well, and have an additional level of judgment and concern, and I think that those things just bring them a little bit closer too as they're getting older. So it's a very interesting dynamic when it comes to the girls. So we're still navigating that. We're just tipping on the tip of the iceberg when it comes to that at this point, I think.
I love that. You can see the spectrum. You can see the preparation for the world with girls are still nice, with we treat everyone with respect, and the whole principle, treat others as you want to be treated. I love that. I love that. Hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I hope that you have had the opportunity to enjoy our broadcast. I hope that you've walked away with nuggets of wisdom, leadership components, and things that you could implement, whether it be in your family or whether it be in your learning environment or your teaching environment or whatever the case may be. Our hope and our prayer is that you walked away with something that is very tangible that you can use immediately. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, take a moment and share it with others so that we can continue to spread the word of how we are utilizing the component of empowerment through our broadcast, Teaching Boys and Raising Sons, so that others can be empowered as we all walk in this thing called life together. Also, if you are looking to donate to an organization, please consider us. We are a 501c3 organization, and so all donations are tax deductible. Once again, if you are looking for an opportunity to give in order for us to continue this broadcast, visit our website, also listed below, but also take a moment to just donate or share or let individuals know of the great work that we're doing under our broadcast, Teaching Boys and Raising Sons. We are so honored and privileged that you have taken time out of your day. We know we are all busy. And we are so excited that you have taken time out of your day to come and learn a leadership nugget, a word of wisdom, or something that we hope that will encourage you on your journey. Once again, I am Shamika Smith. I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. Again, visit our website located at the bottom of your screen, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.